There are some things in your life that you pick out and think that is one of the greatest things that I was ever a part of.
Well, I dreamed I saw the knights in armor coming, saying something about a queen. Look
Dolly
at
Parton,
Mother Nature
Emmylou
on
Harris,
the run in
and
the
Linda
20th
Ronstadt.
century.
3 of the most enduring, influential women
Look
in
at
music.
Mother Nature.
Linda Ronstadt, who's unbelievably great, and Emmylou, who's spectacular, and I just feel so proud to be part of that
Thinking
trio.
about what a friend had said, I was hoping it was a lie.
They first sang as a trio more than 40 years ago, and now they're joining forces again to release their final album as one of them, Linda, faces the biggest challenge of her life.
We're going to see Linda in San Francisco in a couple of days.
Are you going to actually talk with her?
Yeah.
Wow, good for her.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was able to do the camera work.
We met Dolly and Emmylou in Nashville, Tennessee. And a few days later, Linda Ronstadt invited us into her home in San Francisco.
Linda, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Linda's spent most of her time here since being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
What does it mean? How's it affected your life?
You know, from the minute I get up, I have a hard time brushing my teeth, washing my hair, standing in the shower. I have a hard time standing or sitting. I can't sit up straight in a chair. Like I can't sit up at the table and eat my whole breakfast. I have to do it in sections. I can't knit. I can't sew. I can't sing.
What's the prognosis?
Well, you just get worse until you die. That's the prognosis. That's what, unless they come up with a cure for it.
So what gets you through?
Common sense. Luck.
Linda probably has the most stunningly beautiful voice of our generation. And when I first heard her, when I was knocking around the clubs in New York, I didn't meet her then, but I saw her and I was incredibly jealous because I thought I was really hot stuff. And then I heard
For a time in the 70s, Linda was the reigning queen of rock and pop. She filled stadiums and sold more than 100 million records. The biggest recording artists were her biggest fans.
Linda is such a voice. She can sing anything. I personally think Linda's one of the greatest singers ever, including Streisand or anybody.
Said to me, you're no good, you're no good, you're no good. Baby, you're no good. I'm gonna say it again, you're no good, you're no good, you're no good. Baby, you're no good.
In the 70s, you were the queen of rock.
Well, that's what they said, but it was completely silly. I mean, there were so many other good girl singers, you know.
You're quite critical of hearing yourself in your recordings.
Ugh, I never like to hear myself.
What do you hear when you put on Blue Bayou, for example?
Dumb phrasing, you know, I just not the right note that I would have sung, not the right texture I would have used.
Where those fishing boats with their sails afloat, if I could only see that familiar sunrise through sleepy eyes, how happy I'd be.
Blue Bayou is a hard song to sing because it's too low and too high. At the same time, you got to pick out whether you're going to be too low or too high. I always picked out too low.
So you think you did a bad job?
I didn't think I sang it very well on the record.
Some sweet day gonna take away this hurt inside. Well, I'll never be blue, my dreams come true. I'm blue by you.
Around the time Blue Bayou was topping charts for Linda, Emmylou Harris was winning Grammys with a voice that caught Linda's attention.
Making believe I spent my lifetime loving you and making making believe.
What was her first impression of Emmylou?
Her sort of passion and her prayerfulness when she sings, it's like she's making one last desperate plea for her life. You know, she's about to go to the guillotine, and she thinks if she can just sing this song passionately enough, it'll save her neck, and it does.
What else can I do?
And then there was Dolly Parton, the larger-than-life country singer who would become the third member of Trio.
For service and devotion, you would think that I would deserve a bad promotion.
And she had 87 petticoats. I mean, her skirt just stuck out to there, and her hair stuck out to there. And she was she had all this makeup on. And then when I met her, I could look and see, like, beyond the makeup, is this girl with the most beautiful skin you've ever seen. Her skin is like an English rose. It's just absolutely exquisite. And she was so nice, and she was so beautiful. My eyes were just dazzled, you know. And singing her ass off, she's a really good singer.
9 to 5, yeah, they got you where they want you.
Linda says the first time she met you, she thought you had the most beautiful skin she'd ever seen. And you told her, don't think I'm a dumb country girl because I dress like one. Do you remember that?
I don't remember what all I say to anybody. I'm liable to say anything, but I probably, if she said I had good skin, I probably said I put bacon grease on it or something. I don't know.
Dolly just cracks me up. She really does. She's so funny.
In 1974, Emmylou invited Dolly and Linda to her home in Los Angeles. Dolly cooked dinner, and a lifelong friendship began.
We, of course, sat down and sang a song together. There were no video cameras, nobody doing, things on their iPhone. It was just one of those very sweet, moments where we heard our voices, our three voices together, and it was pretty stunning, to us who were, we hadn't just never heard.
They released their first album together in 1987 and another in 1999, selling more than 5 million albums and winning 3 Grammy Awards. But their conflicting schedules meant they could never tour. They only ever sang together in the studio and in rare TV appearances.
Has it always been smooth between the three of you?
Oh, we do great. We're like sisters. I mean, there were times that we wouldn't agree on certain things, but never anything creative. Never anything that was, for instance, and I'm sure Linda won't mind me saying so, she's such a perfectionist. I said, Linda, I sing all day long. It's going to sound the same. I can't. It's good. She just like a director, like a great director that wants to do take after take after take. But anyway, it was all good. It all worked great, just like sisters, like family.
And just like family, Dolly and Emmylou rallied around Linda when her health began to decline in 2000.
I knew something was really major wrong, and it got steadily worse, steadily worse, steadily worse. Suddenly, whole areas of my voice were missing. I couldn't bring in whole textures. And I lost my pitch. I've got really good pitch, I can really hear. But I couldn't do it anymore. It was time I didn't feel like it was fair to charge people money to see me struggling like that.
What does that do to an artist to go through that and not know why?
Well, you learn acceptance, radical acceptance. That's what you learn.
My smile looks out of place. If you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. Whoa.
It took more than 10 years of medical tests before Linda was finally diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
It's pretty scary. It's not the diagnosis you want to get. But, every day I have whatever I have to deal with, and I just say, this is what I have today. I better figure out how to do something about it. I listen to other people sing now. I can still sing in my mind.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Oh,
hard one, but I know that you got your reasons. These things that are pleasing you will hurt you somehow.
I couldn't hardly stand it to think that she's going to lose that beautiful voice.
But there's a rainbow above you.
But now she's still very functional. She's doing really good. She just can't sing, but she still speaks really well. Her mind is great. It's not affecting that. She's a brilliant, brilliant girl.
Let somebody